Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we've got the second community update on Battlefield Labs program, which is supposed to be putting the next Battlefield game into test. The game is pre-alpha, you guys probably know it, and today they are talking about destruction. So basically we're going to take a look at their design philosophy for destruction, what they focus on, and what basically they want to achieve by implementing a new form of destruction into the game. Also, we have a new gameplay for this destruction. It's like a 15-second gameplay or something, but there are very important things in this 15 seconds that we're going to talk about in just a few seconds. And according to David Sirland, we already have a movement tweak, and it's obvious from this trailer that the movement isn't the same. So the client has been updated and now the movement is changed, or as David Sirland wants to call it, tweaked. People thought it was COD-like. I really didn't feel comfortable with the movement as well. It was not Battlefield style, you know, it was some sort of Twitch shooter. We'll get back to the movement and what David had to say, but first of all, let's go ahead and take a look at what this small article is about and the community update to see if there's something we can actually use. So here's how it starts. Our goals for destruction are concerned around adding further gameplay depth by allowing you to reshape the environment and transform your surroundings toward a tactical advantage. For example, barging through walls to surprise your enemies, reshaping the battlefield to create new paths into the capture zones, or taking down a building to take out an attacking squad. We aim to make destruction an integral part of your battlefield experience to create an intuitive, fun, and rewarding environment where you feel empowered to shape the world around you. Let's take walls as an example of the new destruction language. Once a wall takes enough damage from an explosion, smaller impacts such as bullets will also contribute to its destruction, allowing you to shoot your way through the wall. Audio VFX will help you not only see but also hear whether your attacks are successful. So there are two very interesting points here. First of all, now in Battlefield, you'll be able to destroy walls, probably not concrete walls, you know, but you're going to be able to destroy some walls, wooden walls maybe, stuff like that, with bullets. Now this might also be the case for concrete walls with like higher calibers. I'm not really sure about this, but apparently you can do it now. And what's interesting is there's some sort of audio VFX that will tell you exactly if you are doing damage to this wall or not. Like if your caliber is like strong enough to basically contribute to the destruction of this wall or this structure, or it's not. So that's very interesting. I kind of have some ideas about how this works. It's probably some sort of sound. You guys probably know when you're like shooting someone and you hear that bullet going through the bodies. Like it's even a part of 2042 right now. There has to be something, some sort of special audio VFX for shooting a wall as well, if you contribute to the like destruction of that structure. So these are very interesting. Different surface types now also visually degrade before breaking down through persistent surface damage. Buildings apple core as they start to break down, leaving their core exposed as destroyed parts create rubble and debris on the ground around it. So most of the times you won't be able to completely destroy the whole building. The core of the building will stand there, but everything else, like the interior, everything can be collapsed down, and that will just create some debris on the ground, stuff like that. New mechanics allow you to create more destruction related opportunities during gameplay, as well as being able to influence your surroundings through the use of different weapons or vehicle types. For example, rubble caused by destruction now remains on the battlefield and allows you to create and use new opportunities for cover and protection. So not everything you destroy kind of gets disappeared after a few seconds. It's going to stay there. You can take cover behind those stuff, and that's also, in my opinion, has to be very heavy on CPUs. And it was something that was kind of obvious to me the first time I heard about this new destruction system. I was like, dude, Battlefield has always been heavy on CPU, you know, but with this destruction system, and if you're going to like destroy buildings and nothing's gonna disappear, then your CPU is not gonna have a good day, to be honest. And even something like 2042 with minimum destruction is really heavy on CPU due to bad optimization. But this one, in my opinion, it'll have to do something with the CPU, of course, because all those processes will be there for the CPU to do, you know. We'll have to wait and see about that. So above, what they mean by above is the gameplay that you're watching right now, is an early pre-alpha example that showcases the ability to destroy a wall to quickly traverse through the building and reach the other side. Without this tactical impact, you would have to either run around the block or navigate through staircases to get to the other side. Be careful in how you use destruction to your advantage, as one advantage to you would also be an advantage to the enemy. and this exposed flooring could now be used by them to counter this new route. Insights we're gathering ranged from everything between destruction as a tactical element to you as a player being able to differentiate between non-destructible and destructible environments. So all these audio VFX and the stuff they're adding is basically for the player to be able to differentiate between whether or not a wall is destructible. In my opinion, if they could implement this in the correct way, it's going to be very helpful. And obviously, when you can shoot through walls and destroy walls with bullets, then some sort of audio VFX is a must, to be honest. So the 4 studios' main focus points within Battlefield Labs are basically 4 points. So let's go ahead and read through those as well. Understanding which environments can or cannot be destroyed and which type of firepower is required for different material types. The impact of collateral damage from debris and destructible elements, which is very important. Imagine someone's under a building and you like basically shoot that building with an RPG rocket, just like in the gameplay, and the type of debris that falls onto this person are different, right? Sometimes it might be a huge piece just dropping down on you and it might actually be able to even kill you, and sometimes like 20-30 HP damage could be enough because it's not a huge chunk of concrete, for example. So yes, they have to take those kinds of stuff into consideration as well. Point number 3, tactical use of destruction to create new pathing or persistent environments. And lastly, balancing the ecosystem of damage through firepower and destruction. We encountered some initial issues with server stability and performance, which provided valuable data for us to adjust their configurations. We've already seen that follow-up play sessions offered a smoother gameplay experience for participants, and that we are on the right track to start scaling further testing with more participants in the future. So that's good news. They're basically upgrading these servers, configuring them to be able to like take more people into consideration when it comes to future playtests, which is also good news. If you're interested in learning more about our design philosophy and goals for Gunplay and Movement, we've learned that while Gunplay feels in a good spot, there's further balancing to be done to the different weapon archetypes and their damage values. Feedback on Movement suggests that we need to continue iterating on finding the right balance and speed, namely for functionality like crouch sprint, combat rolling, vaulting, and more. So you know very well that first of all, they need to balance the weapons as much as possible, so we don't have a shit show like we have in 2042 where there are 2 meta weapons and the rest of the weapons just really can't compete with anything at all. And second of all, they know that some people, a lot of people actually, don't really like the movement, and that's why they have changed some things and tweaked them. We're going to take a look at in just a few seconds. And lastly, as we move our focus back to destruction, we have seen feedback around the balancing of destructible objects across the map, the fine-tuning of damage levels of surfaces. Destruction will be an ongoing topic within our play sessions, and we'll continue to test these and other areas of destruction throughout upcoming play sessions. So that was all about this community update. It was really better than the previous community update. The previous one was just chaotic, you know. It was really hard to understand what they try to say, and kind of felt like their first attempt on community update wasn't really good, but this one was, and in my opinion, it was very informative. So back to the gameplay. Look, I know it's a pre-alpha gameplay. I know things might be changing a lot in just a few days when it comes to a game being pre-alpha, and the future builds of the Battlefield Labs client will be a lot more like stable and a lot more realistic when it comes to things like rockets. But just taking a look at the rocket here, like the projectile, it just doesn't feel like a projectile to me. It feels like a bullet. Just take a look at this. It just flies so fast. In my opinion, the velocity of this projectile, not on point when it comes to a Battlefield game. I don't know, realistically it might be okay, but I don't even think this is realistic, because that's not what happens in real life. However, in a Battlefield game, just comparing it to something like Battlefield 4, because 2042's projectiles are really fast as well when it comes to like rockets and stuff, but this really doesn't look like a projectile, okay? I know they are trying to just demonstrate the destruction, but it was something that I noticed, and I just want this to be fixed, and I'm pretty sure it will be, because it's not really a big deal. And second of all, just take a look at the movement here. As the soldier starts to move, you can immediately spot that the movement animation is different, and it's really closer to Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4 now. And I thought maybe I was just like being paranoid or something, maybe the movement's not changed, until I came across some sort of like chat with David Sirland himself on Reddit. Someone has posted this screenshot, and it's like the user says, I feel like the movement is tweaked and stuff like that, and David Sirland actually responds to that and says, yes, the movement is tweaked, you spotted that very well. Actually compliments the guy as well, and then he says we're going to even tweak this further and further until we think that we are in a like comfortable spot with the movement. So that is very good, especially for a game at pre-alpha. Like these guys are at least some of these people in these 4 studios are listening to what the community has to say. Previously in this community update, they discussed player speed and stuff like that. They said that we are going to balance things out to the point that we feel comfortable with. And now after all those gameplay being leaked from Battlefield Labs and people starting to react to the movement animation and stuff like that, they also tried to tweak it to the point where it feels more like Battlefield 3 and 4 instead of some sort of COD-like movement that nobody really likes about. So that was really good. This community update was really informative. I hope they could do more community updates like this because there are so many leaks now. I really have a hard time covering them all, to be honest. There's really a lot of leaks every single day. The amount of leaks on Reddit is just incredible. You can make 1 video per day just speaking about leaks. And there's literally everything out there. So if things are being leaked at this rate, in my opinion, the best thing they can do is they just give us the information we need. And that will probably stop the leakers from leaking everything about the next game. And just having some confirmed information would be a lot more informative for the community as well. So that's what I think they should do. But you guys make sure to go down in the comment section and let me know what you think, because in my opinion, it's really important to have a conversation down there in the comment section, because I really want to know what my audience think, want to get to know you guys, and want to know what do you guys really think about this next game, about all the leaks, and about these community updates as well. Thank you all guys for watching, and until next time, stay cool.